read about how Esav comes back fatigued, weary from the field, and he realizes that his grandfather passes away, had passed away, and he sees Yaakov preparing red lentil soup. And because he's famished, he says to Yaakov, "Halteni nom in odom ha'odom hazeh." Just pour the soup down my throat. So Yaakov says, "Michri chayom es b'choros chali." I'll give you the soup on one condition: you must sell me the birthright. And he sells him the birthright. If you read the story superficially, not understanding and appreciating what's going on here, Yaakov Avinu seemingly took advantage. Esav is so weary, so fatigued, he's about to pass out. And he wants to eat something. And Yaakov, in a moment of weakness of Esav, takes advantage of him. He's on one condition: you sell me your birthright, you get the lentil soup. Chas v'sholom. Yaakov did something which was unethical, was take advantage of a person when he's down and out, because that's what's happening. So if you read Rashi cites the words of Chazal, you should sell me b'choroscha, lefi sha'avoda b'choros. Before the Chet Egel, who was the equivalent of the Kohen? The Bechor, the firstborn. So the Avod, the service in the Beis HaMikdash and the Mishkan, was meant to be for the Bechor. Esav being the Bechor, he was the qualified officiant. Omer Yaakov, a Rosh Zekedai, she korev la Kodesh Baruch Hu, that it's not appropriate that this evil person should do the service to God. That's the reason. So why did Yaakov take the birthright? Not that he wanted it for himself, but rather because Esav being the Bechor and being the officiant, it will be a disgrace. It's Chil Hashem that a man of this background, this behavior pattern, he should serve Hashem. He should be the officiant, the one closest to God. It's a disgrace. Chazal tell us when it says he bo'oyif min asodeh b'osiyom over Esav chamesh averish. That day he transgressed 5 cardinal sins. That's what he was fatigued and wearied from: murder, adultery, blasphemy, idolatry. All this on that same day. So this man, who actually personifies evil, he should be God's officiant. So the reason why Yaakov is taking it is not for himself, but rather it's for Kavod Shamayim. Now the question is, everybody believes they do L'Shem Shamayim. We all do for God's sake. But maybe not. Maybe there is some conflict of interest. How do we know that Yaakov, when he took the birthright in this weak moment of Esav, it was totally, completely for the sake of God, because of Chil Hashem? We read that when Rivka Imenu was pregnant, she had agitation in her womb. She goes to get a reading by Shem, who's the prophet, and he says, "Shnei goyim b'vidnech." But what was going on? She would pass by the yeshiva Shem Ve'ever, she'd feel bolting, tremendous pain. She would pass by a temple of idolatry, again there was bolting. Something seems to be contradictory here. There's an enormous attraction to idolatry, like a magnetic force, and there's a magnetic force to Kedusha. How do we reconcile this? One child is the future representing evil in existence, and the other child is the counterforce of purity. So Yaakov already was established that he had an acuity for holiness, and therefore he had an antagonism to anything that's not totally pure, that he cannot tolerate it. And this was the battle that was going on in the womb of their mother. Therefore Yaakov himself, God is attesting to the fact Yaakov is pure. Yaakov has a capacity of sensitivity to spirituality. Therefore, when he sees Esav coming, Oyif min asodeh, this is a Chil Hashem not to be fathomed in terms of the way he internalized this. This is similar to, as we find, Avram Avinu, because he detested and despised idolatry to such a degree, he couldn't even offer the water, which would wash their feet, because the dust was idolatrous dust. He didn't want to have any level of association with it. This is Yaakov Avinu. And therefore, as a result of that, it's not a question that Yaakov wanted it for himself, but rather, and we find the same thing, Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aaron the Kohen was the ultimate zealot. He killed Zimri, prince of a tribe. So the question is, people find many zealots. They just need a cause to be zealous about. They're a zealot. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu attests to the fact, Kinos Kinosi, his vengeance, he avenged my vengeance. It was the ultimate level of purity. He cannot tolerate the Chil Hashem. Therefore, Pinchas, the Satlu Brisi Sholem, he merited the Bris of Sholem. He became the Kohen, although he wasn't born as a Kohen. Nevertheless, he did. But again, it's God attesting to the fact that his zealotry was with the ultimate level of purity, similar to over here.